Hello everyone and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XLM. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're going to talk about XLM, and this is the one-day chart. We actually had a deeper pullback today, but you know, this chart looks identical to the XRP chart. And people are already saying XRP is about to explode in price. Well, what about XLM? If XRP takes off, guess what? XLM is going with it. So many people seem to forget that these two cryptocurrencies move together. Other people are saying we're going to have a much deeper pullback, but I don't think so. I think we're going to go upward from here. So Stellar Invest in MoneyGram gets a seat on the board. After years of business partnership, the Stellar Development Foundation invested in payment firm MoneyGram International. SDF will also get a seat on MoneyGram's board of directors. The Stellar Development Foundation, the organization building out the Stellar Network, said Tuesday that it made a strategic investment in money transfer firm MoneyGram. You know why they're going so big with MoneyGram? Because that's part of the new financial system. Anytime you see a new on-off ramp pop up in this country, in that country, that's the new financial system getting built from the ground up. Because they're banking the unbanked, leveling the playing field at the same time. Then there's this, a meandering cryptocurrency in search of purpose, XLM. This is nothing but a bullshit FUD piece, and I think it's written by somebody who's in love with Cardano and Solana. So while Stellar hosts a motley array of dApps, NFT projects, and ICOs, it's unclear whether there's much substance behind the scaffolding. Compared to sophisticated platforms like Cardano and Solana, Stellar seems a largely reactive and inferior system. Well, let me tell you something. XLM and Stellar are going to be twice as big as Cardano and Solana combined in the very near future. Because just because you're not getting those daily announcements around Stellar and XLM doesn't mean that they're not out there laying all that foundation for the new financial system. People are going to be shocked by XLM when it leaves them behind in the future. But if you can ignore the FUD like that, and you can make it through it, you will get financial freedom. The growth of the Soroban ecosystem relies on comprehensive educational resources and tools for developers. I like Soroban because they make it easy for people to come on board. And now this is something great. So Sorcerer, a platform designed to simplify the process of building applications on Soroban and the Stellar Network. It offers an intuitive wizard that guides users in creating smart contracts, which are ready for deployment on Soroban. By providing a user-friendly interface and a library of secure smart contract components, Sorcerer helps to reduce the complexity and resources required in smart contract development. When you make something easy, people will come and they will use it. Anybody that wants to build, they're going to use this system because it walks you right through the process. And again, we're going to get big announcements around that in the future as well. So Stellar Lumens, why XLM can lead the next bull run and make $1. One thing I want to point out right here, micropayment revolution. With the increasing use of micropayments, which are typically transactions of less than $1, there is a widespread need to facilitate payments for online content, subscriptions, and games. However, established payment platforms such as PayPal and Western Union charge significant fees for such transactions, making them impractical to use for these purposes. The Stellar Network proves to be the optimal solution for micropayments. The reason I like that is because it shows you there's going to be millions and millions of payments happening, pushing the price of XLM in the future. And everybody overlooks micropayments. But it goes beyond that. There's so many person-to-person payments, person-to-government payments, Plus, XLM is tied to CBDCs as well and moving money cross borders. It's so much bigger than people think. Research of the Stellar and XLM cryptocurrencies. So it is important to distinguish between the two concepts of Stellar and XLM. Stellar is a distributed ledger on which the entire infrastructure is built. This is the basis, with its own rules and algorithmic protocols, of the software on which the use of native coins and everything else related to the ecosystem depends. XLM is a native coin on Stellar blockchain. It provides liquidity in the ecosystem and pays on-chain transaction fees. It is traded on Binance, Coinbase, OKX, Bybit, KuCoin, and other crypto exchanges and has high liquidity on them. I buy my XLM on MEXC, and I have an affiliate with MEXC. That's why I use it, and I've had no problems yet. At the end of 2022, there is no project in the cryptocurrency industry that has a similar level in terms of experience, facilities, and operational infrastructure to immediately identify the functionality of the Stellar blockchain and the native XLM coin. We present a number of facts. The commission cost for online transactions is way less than a penny. Transaction confirmation time is 3 to 5 seconds. Network throughput around 1,000 transactions per second. 1,000 transactions per second. Cardano can only do 100. So that shows you how much more superior XLM actually is. Stellar will be retail, but XRP will be the reserve currency. Both will make us very wealthy. What if I was to tell you that XLM can also be a reserve currency? People always think everything is about XRP. But even David Schwartz said there can be more than one world reserve currency. And I think he may have said that for a reason. So the success scenario is a currency no one controls. If the choice is no boss, and that happens to make a bunch of cryptocurrency people rich, I don't think they're going to see that as much of a minus. Two world reserve currencies can exist at the same time. David Schwartz. Now, what happens, here's what I am picture in the future, and this is just an opinion. Think about it. XRP and XLM, two world reserve currencies working side by side in the future. One's moving the bank-to-bank money. The other's moving the person-to-person money. Then you could maybe even bring XDC in as a world's reserve currency to be used inside of trade. I'm starting to think that ISO is something much more than we actually think. I'm thinking ISO is there for a reason, because it has to keep these cryptocurrencies being used inside of all the payment sectors of the new financial system, working like world reserve currencies. But that's just an opinion, and I think David might have said that for that reason alone. Stellar CEO thinks the United States has no option but to regulate the stablecoins market by the end of this year to save the dollar as a global reserve currency. Now, I think the US dollar will still be with us for a period of time. I'm talking about fiat money. I think we're going to have cryptocurrencies working as world reserve currencies side by side with the US dollar, but eventually the two cryptocurrencies may be the only option in the future, because that's what makes sense, because we have a lot of countries around the world right now ready to ditch the US dollar. Then there's this. So ISO is setting the stage for crypto's role in the next-gen global financial system. And it's a global financial system. That's why I said ISO is so much bigger than people think. And I think we're downplaying it way too much. Just because it didn't make you rich overnight doesn't mean ISO is not going to give us a lot of value in the future. In the crypto sector, ISO 222 will help improve the efficiency and security of transactions by providing a standardized framework for financial communication. This will allow for greater interoperability between different networks and services in the case of cryptocurrencies. It means that users can transfer cryptocurrencies from one platform to another, or even between different currencies more easily and without hiccups, enabling cryptocurrency service providers to meet regulatory requirements more efficiently. And that's why I said, in the future, no country's going to want to deal in another person's country or currency. In other words, China doesn't want to use the US dollar, and the US doesn't want to use the digital yuan. So in the middle, you have to have an alternative. And it has to be an alternative that doesn't give someone else the upper hand. In other words, they can see XRP and XLM being used in that situation, like a world's reserve currency. And because now we know that there could be more than one, it makes a lot more sense. Why would countries want another country to have this type of advantage again? No country will agree to use a different country's fiat, CBDC, and the reserve currency. Better to have something that no one else controls. Level playing field. And again, that's what I see playing out in the future. What are your thoughts on that? Put it in the comments section down below. XLM for the people, XRP for the institutions, countries, to trade on a level playing field. And that's all part of the deal. And that's what makes sense to me. And, you know, that's why I invest. I diversify, and I invest in XRP, I invest in XLM, and I invest in XDC. Then I go even further, and I buy some Algo and IOTA. And HBAR is another one. And even Casper. Because all these cryptocurrencies are going to play their own part in the future. And who knows what the value is going to be. Like I said, we got no value from ISO yet. That is still coming in the future. But anybody who FUDs on XLM just isn't seeing the potential of this cryptocurrency. Until we get to the finish line, we have to stay patient and stay positive. Let's get rich together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.